Start to the day, turning wet and windy from the west, and the outlook remains unsettled. I'll have all the details of that and more coming up on Good Morning Britain. And you know, Kate was still sitting there going, really? They want to give me an award. And when she stood up, she had the standing ovation. She was one of the later awards, and she was the first person to get that standing ovation. I think she just, you know, just took it all in slowly.
She's a national treasure.
I know, isn't she?
Yes. Congratulations, Kate. That's absolutely fantastic. That's affected crops, fewer of them.
And the problem is that the ground is still so soggy. So as we heard, yes, trying to plant more crops. What's been a very wet March, a very wet April is really bad for the rest of the year, thinking about all of the fruit and vegetables we grow in the UK and actually even further afield. The price of coffee beans, the price of cocoa beans. There's been drought across large parts of Europe. So, yeah, it's going to have massive impacts on food supplies.
Enough bad news. It's going to get warmer, please.
It's going to get warmer. But it will suffer. I'm not the bearer of good news there either, because we have different seasons as we move through the pollen season. So we start with tree pollen, the season that we're in right now, and then we move into grass pollen season. And it's grass pollen that affects 90% of hay fever sufferers. So let me give you the forecast as we head through the next few days, because we are now in peak oak tree season. But you'll notice in major cities, it is that plain pollen, the plain trees, that gives that little dusting across your cars. That is coming into the peak right now. And this mild weather that we have through the next few days means that pollen levels are set to rise. So it's high just across the southeast for today, but pollen levels becoming high across most of England and Wales through tomorrow, and a bigger area as we head through to Wednesday as well. So rising pollen because we are in this peak season for oak, but slowly just knocking on the door of the grass pollen season, which affects most hay fever sufferers. But it is what everybody's been asking me for, some warmer weather. We're trying, honestly. In the Met Office, we're doing absolutely everything we can, and we come with the warmer, but it comes with wet. And today's weather is a reverse of where we were yesterday. Dry and bright through eastern areas, but turning wet and windy from the west. So a band of rain through Northern Ireland this morning, heads through the southwest of England, Wales and Scotland by this afternoon. The southeast stays dry until later on this evening. But see the air, it comes from the south. So we're bringing up this milder feed with temperatures around about 15 or 16 degrees. This evening and overnight tonight, the band of rain moves its way through and another one arrives into tomorrow. So tomorrow we start much the same, dry and bright through eastern areas, turning cloudy, wet and windy from the west. But the theme is that we keep this southerly feed of air, and that brings up this milder air. And in the sunshine tomorrow, we could get to around about 18, maybe 19 degrees Celsius. Cooler with the wetter and windier weather further west, 12 or 13 degrees. But we keep this unsettled theme, but mild theme as we head through the rest of the week. Good morning to you. We start a new week, and the big question is it going to get any better? Well, I can promise you some warmer weather, but I can also promise you some wet weather as well. We can't have it all. But at the moment, it is low pressure that moves in, and low pressure brings unsettled. Unsettled basically means there's a high chance of rain as we head through the week, especially through western areas, but the wind direction is southerly, so this brings up milder air as we head through the week. I'll have more on that in just a moment. Here's how it looks for today, turning wet and windy from the west, driest in the east. So actually we start off largely dry for Scotland, England and Wales. West is where the rain is there at the moment through Northern Ireland, and that will make progress as we head through the morning. So after a sunny start through eastern areas, the breeze freshens, the cloud moves in, and then the rain arrives. So southwest England, Wales, Northern England and Scotland, a wet afternoon for you. It's sunny spells and scattered showers by this afternoon with some gusty winds for Northern Ireland. The southeast stays dry for longest, but turning breezy here with 16 degrees. But things are set to turn milder as we head through this coming week. So let's take a look at our